we are going to build on what we learned in 3.1, that is all of those angle relationships, and now put them to the situation where we have parallel lines, two parallel lines with a transversal. And so we can see here, we have a pair of parallel lines with a transversal. Instead of using all of these measurements, these numbered angles, let's suppose I said this angle was 55 degrees. And in class I did this where I asked the students to fill in these three angles. Well, most of you did a pretty good job. Well, you all did a pretty good job of identifying that's 55 because they're vertical angles. And then this was 125 because 180 minus 55 is 125 because these two make a straight line. Or in other words, these two make a straight line. And so this is 125 as well because it's vertical and it's supplementary and all that good stuff. Now, if these two lines are parallel and that transversal, has a certain slope or slant to it, it's going to intersect this second group just like the first. Like it's going to intersect at that same slant, same slope, creating the same angles. So we're going to get 125, 55, 125, and 55 again. And so notice that, let's say the alternate interior angles. That would be one example. And then we also have these two. Notice that we have alternate interior angles when we have parallel lines. Alternate interior angles are congruent. Next relationship, alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles, one example would be these two. And then these would be the other two. Notice they are congruent as well. Delete those. Next relationship. Corresponding. Corresponding angles, remember, those are in like the same spot. So like this one and this one would be that one and so forth. Notice they are also congruent. And finally, we have our consecutive interior angles, also sometimes called same side interior. Consecutive interior, that would be like this one and this one on the same side, consecutive interior. Notice they're not congruent, but instead they add to 180. And so those are all the relationships. It's basically what it says over here. So the corresponding angle theorem says, this is what you would write like for a reason. You could just write corresponding angles congruent. Okay, so that's how we're going to write that one. How we're going to write this one is we're going to say alternate interior angles congruent. Alternate exterior angles congruent. And then consecutive interior angles, we'll say supplementary, or you could say add to 180. That's all, it's all fine. Okay, so let's use this now. It says 3 of the numbered angles equal 120, just like our given one. Identify the angles and explain your reasoning. Well, first of all, 5 would be 120. because it's corresponding to the given angle. And we're doing this all with respect to the given angle. Number 8 would be 120 degrees because it's the alternate exterior angle. And then finally, angle 4 would be 120 degrees because it's vertical to the given angle. So we're going to have to do some problems. Now, when we do these problems, check and make sure they're right, but there's different approaches you can take. So some people in class said, oh, this is 115 because it's vertical, right? And then we know that x plus 5 plus 115 equals 180. And they solved it that way. So x plus 120 equals 180, x equals 60. Other people said, oh, if this is 115, then I know this is 65 because it's supplementary. And then this one and this one are corresponding, and so they had 65 equals x plus 5, and they still got x equals 60. So as long as you get the right answer, you're good. Just see there's different ways you can approach the problems. This one, similarly, like the corresponding angle is 136 right there. So we could do 136 plus 7x plus 9 equals 180, or 7x plus 45 equals 180, 7x equals 35. No, that is 145. There we go. Is 35. And then divided by 7, we get x equals 5. So that's one way. Other people looked at this and said, oh, I know this is the supplementary angle. So I know that this angle would be 44. And so I know that 7x plus 9, because they're corresponding, equals 44. And if you do that, you still get x equals 5. So different ways of approaching it. And that's that. You need to know that these angle relationships, these things come up in proofs all the time. Because in drawings, you'll have those different angle relationships, and you need to know whether they're congruent or supplementary and justify it.